Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's Mod Manager. We got a lot of cool new cosmetics, including one for Boo there, as well as a new cosmetic for Scratch, which I think is really cool. You can see there he's got a little hoodie on. So we got a lot of cool things. We got Goblin Companions, we got a bunch of new subclass mods that I can't wait to cover, and a few from Havsglimped here, who's made a bunch of them on Nexus Mods, so happy to see these being ported over. As well, we got a bunch of cosmetics here. There's so many cool things releasing this week, and I can't wait to get into all of this with you guys. So first off, Poisey Libre's Devil Boo mod, and I'm a fan of their other mods. They made a few different ones for Boo already now, like there's a Swashbuckler here, which I covered previously, and the Coquette Boo, which gives a little bow there. But this is the latest one, giving him little devil horns and wings. I think it's awesome. As a big Boo fan, I love this. I just had to feature this one here first. But we also got ourselves the Dino Scratch mod. So this mod made here by Chunyu gives Scratch this cute little hoodie thing that you can put on, or he just is now wearing. So it's adorable. I'm also a huge fan of Scratch. I think it's so adorable, honestly. So I just want to start with these two because I just thought they were quite cute. So yeah, Scratch with this nice little hoodie on. Next, I want to talk about the Goblin Companions mod made by Boost261T. So this is it's basically what it does. It gives you a new background in the game, the Goblin Hero, which makes you able to summon in 5 different companions: a fighter, warlock, barbarian, ranger, and a goblin child that has the access to the help features. So this does act as a background, so the Dark Urge can't currently choose it. However, they said that they will potentially make a different mod down the road. I know people have been looking for Goblin Companions or Goblin Race mods and things of the sort, so hey, this is another one that it's got to add, and I think it's cool. More Goblin mods, the better, I think, because yeah, they don't really do a whole lot outside of Act 1, so it'd be nice to be able to take them with us the whole journey. And we also got ourselves a few subclass mods: the Pact of the Shroud, the Unarmored Warlock by Cheek. So this is a really cool version of the Warlock, which offers some defensiveness. Now, I'm having some issues getting it to pop up correctly. I kept reinstalling and uninstalling, not working. But what this does is basically it gives you a reaction so that it raises your base armor class to 10 plus your charisma modifier and proficiency bonus to the end of your next turn. So that's how you get that high armor class to keep you alive. And you get a few of these depending on how many how high your proficiency bonus is. That's the number of them that you'll get. It also adds 3 Eldritch Invocations, which I think is really nice. And the Deep Impact improved Eldritch Shroud. Once you reach 5th level as a Warlock, your Eldritch Shroud is improved. Instead of a reaction, becomes constantly active, both in and out of combat, until you're hit by an attack. Once you're hit, your Shroud is exhausted and becomes a reaction again until you take a short rest. Super cool. I like this defensiveness idea that it has. And it also brings 3 different Eldritch Invocations. So the Shroud of Safe Passage, as long as you're neither wearing armor nor wearing a shield, you can disengage or hide as a bonus action. And then the Veil of Shadows, 7th level, you can use your Eldritch Shroud reaction. You billow of shadows until the end of your next turn. Attacks against you are made at disadvantage unless your attacker can see through them with magical darkness. While active, you can spend a bonus action and teleport between the shadows at the cost of your Eldritch Shroud feature, as long as you're not wearing armor. Cheek has also made a lot of other very in-depth mods, which we'll get to in a second. And the Shroud the Soul with 12 level invocation here. As long as you're neither wearing armor nor carrying a shield when you would fail a saving throw, you may expend the use of your Eldritch Shroud as reaction to succeed again. And yeah, this is cool. More defensive of a Warlock. I think it's quite interesting what it brings to the table. They also made the Duo class, which I covered previously, which is, I think, one of the most in-depth, interesting class mods of all time. I definitely recommend go checking this one out because it definitely deserves a lot more downloads. Basically what it does, you get to fight alongside your Dream Guardian. I know this wasn't released this week, but I just want to highlight that one because they've made a couple great mods already, or a few great mods already. Now we got ourselves more Havsglimped mods. All of these are focused on the monk, and we got ourselves the Way of the Mist Weaver, which you wield a powerful life's essence of the weaving of mysterious mists, which is basically a healing version of the monk. We have the Way of the Windwalker, more into mysticism, and then also the Way of the Brewmaster, not to be confused with the Way of the Drunken Master. It's a little bit different. So the Mist Weaver gives us the Teachings of the Monastery, which gives us additional heals, channel the key within you, healing the injured from your mystical touches, and then we also get the Renewing Mist, which does 1d4 plus 2 healing. It's your wisdom modifier there. Envelop a nearby creature in healing mist that persists around each target for a number of rounds equal to your wisdom modifier. At the start of each turn, they regain that amount of health. This uses your renewing mist charges, which is a unique resource to this class, and you get more upon level up. The Windwalker gives us the Rising Sun Kick. You've learned how to infuse your strikes with the essence of Zuin, the White Tiger. When you make an attack, you may follow up with a Rising Sun Kick, making the targets more vulnerable to your impending attacks. You're going to get Windwalking, as you've learned to channel the key to boost your speed. Allies can start their turn within melee range of you, get an additional 1.5 meter bonus to their movement speed until the end of their turn. We have the Brewmaster. You get the Brewmaster tipple, the Blackout Kick, when you're able to throw your enemies off balance with mighty kicks. And when you hit a creature with flurry of blows, you can spend a key point to deal additional damage equal to your Constitution modifier, briefly making it harder for the target to hit you. And then also the Iron Body here. So you unite your Constitution modifier and place your Wisdom modifier to your armor class, and your hit point max will increase by 1 for each level you have in this class. So more of a tankier version, and the Windwalker more offensive focused. One thing I appreciate about all of Subclass Mods is they have very detailed mod pages on it. So if you check this out on Mod.io or on Nexus Mods, you're going to see all the abilities that they get upon level up. So you get like the combat conditioning with the Way of the Windwalker, the Touch of Karma, the Strike of the Windlord. And yeah, then they have issues past level, or they have mods that, or they have abilities past level 12 all the way up to 20. That's the same with all of their different class mods. So very well done. I'm going to be covering these in future videos, going in depth on these because there's a lot to cover. And I don't want to make this video way too long covering all these class mods because there's a lot of really great abilities in each of these that I want to cover separately. So yeah, 3 new monk subclasses. Now we got ourselves some cosmetics. So these are all PommelStrikes, who you may know PommelStrike for their very famous mod, the Evelyn Sweetheart Shotgun mod. They now have a bunch of mods. They actually released quite a few this week. And they're also in my Discord server, so you can join that. Link's in the description if you'd like to see. Every time they post their, they always post their new mods in there, which is really cool. So yeah, new outfits. We got this one here. We got the Noir suit, which looks pretty cool. Great if you want to do like a Blade vampire type appearance. And then we also got ourselves the No Need, which is what I'm wearing right now. It looks great. And we also got ourselves the Windweaver sword, which is what I have on my back right here. Super cool. So yeah, they released a bunch of mods, and there's even this LV Rider's Glove mod, which gives you these fancy looking gloves. So yeah, really nice. Now, what this ends up looking like, so we got ourselves the No Need here, and then we got the No Need cardigan, so you can use it without if you don't want to have the cardigan there. And then there's also the Deathstalker cardigan as well, which gives you, I guess, a bit of, or I guess this is a different part of a different mod here, but it does come with some different dyes. So if you want the icy appearance here, you got that. It gives it a blue look, the lychee dye, and the dusk flame dye. So yeah, really cool to see mods come with cool dyes that work well with them. So yeah, shouts out to PommelStrike, always blow me away with their mods that they created. So you can see there, it looks nice. These dyes work perfectly on it. So we got that one there. We got the Windweaver weapon, which we got on my character here. So this gives you the windboard mobility, 5-meter bonus movement speed and jump distance, and gives immunity to fall damage. You can parry next attack to reduce the damage by 1d8, 1d83, and you increase your movement speed by 3 meters. So yeah, this sword looks real nice, and yeah, you can just view it there on my character. It looks cool. So that's one of the outfits. Gale is wearing one of the other outfits here. Oh, I don't know why it keeps doing that, but yeah, you can see there, it's got that vampire hunter aesthetic on. So I'll just take that off there so you can see it. And there's also a different version of this, so it comes with 2 different ones. So that's what it looks like. Very cool looking. And then on top of that, we also have this version, which has a undershirt there as well. So yeah, I think this fits Gale pretty well. So yeah, that is the Noir suit set volume 1. In the Coquette aesthetic set here, there's a few different appearances for this, so it's pretty cool. I'm sure there's someone that would love to wear or have this outfit there. What's nice is a lot of these also work with custom dyes, so you can go ahead here and make it look how you want it to look. So just add a little bit of blue to it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of all these different clothing mods that we've been getting lately. There's a lot of cool combinations and choices that you got. And then there's also another piece here, so we can go ahead with the Coquette. There's a different looking, I guess that's the previous one I wore there. I misplaced it, but we also got some other cool ones. So on top of that, there's the Windweaver weapon, all one word, and the Rider's gloves too. Now we got ourselves a redone Valor Alluve, one of my favorite weapons in the game, one of the best Act 1 weapons. This makes it look how it should look, because typically it just looks like a regular old sword with the red handle. This actually makes it feel like it's Valor Alluve. So yeah, it looks amazing. This mod's made by SA Foxhead there. Yeah, such an upgrade. I love these mods that just further enhance what we already have in the game and just makes it look a little bit cooler. So huge. This is really nice. Yeah, go check this one out. Valor Alluve Replacer. Now we also got this cool one, which is the training dummy damage testing item. So basically what it is, it's a piece of armor that constantly keeps healing you, regenerate all missing health at the start of a turn. So basically you put this on somebody, you can test out all your builds, your attacks, your new weapons, and etc. on a character, because it's going to keep healing them, keep them alive. So there's no real training dummies in camp. The ones that we do have are actually kind of garbage. So it's nice to actually have a training dummy that works properly, because the ones that we have in the game, it's kind of sucks. They just have 0 as an attack, so they don't actually work properly. So you can't tell if your builds are working properly or not. This will now allow it so that you can attack someone on your team, and it'll take the health back and give it to them at the end of the turn. We also got ourselves, this is a nice quality of life, Necromancy without corpse. This mod made by Noble Nuggets allows you to do your necromancy spells without having to have a corpse nearby. Magical Goblet of Endless Flesh. So you can get this at Balthazar or the Mystic Carrion and in the tutorial chest. And you basically get the Rejuvenating Miasma, which allows you to summon things without using a corpse. I think that's awesome. Very big quality of life, because necromancers are fun to play, but they take a while to get rolling, and then you just, you know, it's better just have all your zombies at the start of after a long rest. Another great quality of life is Sharpshooter plus Arcane Archer. The unfortunate part is Sharpshooter doesn't give the +10 damage to your Arcane Archer at arrow attacks, which I think it should. It may make it a little bit overpowered on Piercing Arrow. However, on things like Seeking Arrow, these are great in the early game, but it gets outclassed in the late game. So yeah, I think this is a great mod made by Yumi Art here. So this just adds that 10 bonus to Seeking Arrow and Piercing Arrow from the Arcane Archer subclass. So that's nice. Really good to get that extra damage on there. Another somewhat quality life, but the Cosmic Sorcery level 12 version. So Cam the Lit Fam previously made the Cosmic Sorcerer mod. I love it. Now having it all the abilities at level 12 is huge. Some people just don't use level 20 mods, so now you can play as a Cosmic Sorcerer and not have to worry, because you'll get all the unique, cool looking spells at earlier levels. So a great quality of life change there. And we also got Skirbie mod, the Skirbie Death Archer Progressive Equipment mod. So that's what I got on Shadowheart here right now. This looks super cool. So as always, Skirbie's putting out some incredible mods. And yeah, Death Archer armor. We got a bunch of different pieces of gear here. So Death Archer hood, so you can put these all on and dress up your characters. That gives them unique hair there. There's one without hair if you don't want them to have hair. And there's the cloak, there's the gloves, there's boots, there's a very cool longbow. Yeah, look at that. Ain't that something? So yeah, it fits very well thematically. With the hair, it looks cool. Even Shadowheart looks kind of funky with this. I love it. And then on top of all of that, there's also a sword too. And then we also got our training, our dummy bow, different things like that. Musical instruments you can just have on your back if you want to have that appear. So yeah, that looks cool. Look at that sword with the skulls on it. Really nice. So again, if you want, you can also take the dummy bow and put that on your back too, so you can have both of them there looking like a true badass. That is super cool. So yeah, another great mod by Skirbie. And also they released 2 this week. They also released the Evelyn's default human underwear. So this just changes the underwear appearance. Don't want to focus too much on this, it's just underwear. So yeah, if this is for you, go right ahead. Now we got ourselves some more dye mods. This is the candy dyes. Basically what it does is it gives us a bunch of different dyes here that look really nice. So that's a candy cane dye on that armor there. Typically some of these armor sets don't get very great dye colors, but you can see here, this one's actually giving us some unique options here. So this works on all different sets of armor, and you can see it looks really cool. So I'm always a fan of different dye mods, especially when they come with some unique colorways. Rainbow Lollipop. Yeah, this is interesting. Could be something you may be interested in, because it's just going to spice up all the different outfits that we already got. Or I should show it off there. It's going to spice up all the different outfits that we already got in the game. So yeah, this gives a bunch of different cool colors. 11 different options you got: chocolate covered strawberry, chocolate bars, candy corn, candy cane, bubblegum, blue raspberry, licorice, Neapolitan ice cream, and many more. So yeah, just another great dye mod that we got added here. So yeah. And finally, just want to cover this, big Dragon Ball Z fan, this is the Android Race mod by Aperture 32. This gives you a race mod, allows you to play as a bio android from Dragon Ball. So yeah, at level 1 you're imperfect, at level 10 you're semi-perfect, level 20 you gain perfection. So this does make you pretty overpowered. Android sight, regeneration, 60 health point regain per turn. So yeah, it is meant to be a bit overpowered. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball, so I had to cover this here. But yeah, that's another episode of the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. Lots of really great things, cosmetics, new classes, and much more. So I'll be doing a video in the future on all of Halves Glimpse new class mods, because a couple weeks ago they dropped a ton more. So yeah, really excited to see these all come to the mod manager. Potentially, maybe someday come to console as well. We'll have to wait and see. But let me know what your favorite mod was from this mod drop. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.